My ex 23F sent me 24M, a video of her son crying, saying he misses me. Why has she done this? My ex and I recently split around 4 weeks ago. She sent me a video of her son, 3 years old, not mine. Although we was quite close, crying, saying that he misses me and that he wants me to come round and play. Why did she send me this video? I can't stop thinking about it. When I questioned it, she didn't reply. Because she's a manipulative asshole. Using her kid to try to tug at your heartstrings is pretty damn low. Isn't it obvious? To manipulate you. You're young and have nothing to do with this child. When she finds another man, noticed I said when, she'll cut you off from her son and encourage a relationship to be built between her new partner and her son. Question. How long were you together? She is trying to manipulate you into coming back. Weaponizing kids is a dick move. Proposing to my G, 24F, in Italy while her sister, 26F, also gets proposed to on same trip. So my girlfriend Rose, 24F, and I, 23M, have been dating for 4 years and lately she has been putting on the pressure of the ring. We have both love each other and have talked about getting married as it is a sure thing. I have not proposed yet as I just graduated university and don't really have a good job yet, student loans, need to save for a house etc. We currently don't live together. We've been waiting to move in together once I get a good job as we will likely have to move to a bigger city for said job. In July we are going to Italy with her sister Nora, 26F, and her boyfriend Mitch, 27M, after I write a big licensing exam which I have been studying for. Mitch and Nora live together and have been dating for about 3 years. Mitch texted me about a month ago telling me he was going to propose to Nora while we are in Italy and plans on telling Rose beforehand so we can prepare accordingly. He has not told her yet. When he told me this, Rose had not started putting on the engagement pressure yet, so I didn't think of proposing in Italy. To be honest, until recently I probably wasn't going to propose until next year once Rose and I move in together and I have a better job. Rose has now even said things like, "Why don't you propose in Italy? It would be perfect." My only argument being that we would possibly have a somewhat long engagement, 2 years. Bekassu of moving and whatnot, which Rose has shut down pretty easily as she said she would rather be engaged than a girlfriend, and planning the wedding would be easy as she has everything already picked out. Lol. The issue is, can I propose to Rose when Mitch is also proposing to Nora on the same trip? I am not sure if the sisters would care. On one hand they are pretty good at sharing things and it's possible as long as we propose in separate outings, i.e. Nora and Mitch go to one restaurant and we go to another or something, they could both come back with a ring on their respective fingers and be excited for themselves and each other. On the other hand they would think it's very inconsiderate of Mitch and me, mostly me, for not giving them their own moment. There's also the fact that Mitch had the idea to propose in Italy first. I am going to ask him what he thinks of all this as well. Ultimately I will back down if he says he wants it to be their moment, but if he doesn't care, then should I also propose in Italy? I dunno man, you're kind of talking about engagement like it's something you do when your girlfriend bullies you into it, versus when you're both ready and excited. And I do think horning on Mitch's plans to propose is shitty even if he agrees to it. Let Mitch and Nora have their moment. Don't hijack it and make it about you. I wouldn't. They are pretty good at sharing things, doesn't mean they would enjoy sharing a major milestone. Your girlfriend wants to make this about her. You are reasonable in your timeline, so just sit your girlfriend down and say, I want to do it the right way. I want it to be perfect. I don't want to copy Mitch as if I didn't love you enough to come up with something worthy of us. When the time comes, I will propose and it will be great, but for now, you need to be happy for your sister and allow her to have her moment. Very weird situation with my girlfriend, 26F, and I, 25M. So here's my situation. My girlfriend, 26F, and I, 25M, have been together for 8 years. We moved in together a year ago. I love her and we often have a ton of chemistry. Many things are great in our relationship. We do have a few problems, but overall things are mostly great. That said, one thing has been happening recently that absolutely boggles my mind and has called the relationship into question. She takes Benadryl nightly, for sleep, not crazy about that in itself, but that's another story, and she keeps the bottle in a dresser drawer. We have 3 cats and their food, water bowls are right next to her dresser. When she takes her pill, for some reason she always pours nearly the entire bottle into her hand, takes one and puts the rest into the bottle. Because she does this, a pill or 2 occasionally drops on the floor. I asked her to stop doing it that way. About 6 months ago, I found a pill in our cat's food bowl. I told her that it worried the hell out of me and that I was worried it could harm the cats if they ingested one. She said that she'd be more careful. I told her no, she had to stop pouring the pills into her hand and only take one from the bottle at a time. She said she'd stop. I noticed her pouring all of the pills out again and I confronted her about it. We came to the compromise that if she had to do it this way, the pills had to live in the bathroom. 3–4 months later, I again noticed a pill in the cat food and once again the bottle was in her drawer. I was furious. She told me I'm overreacting and that Benadryl is over the counter and sometimes given to animals. I told her that I felt it was insane that she insisted on continuing to pour the pills out right next to the cat food. I told her that the pills are absolutely not allowed in the room anymore. Not trying to be controlling, just trying to protect our cats. Fast forward to today, again there was a pill right next to the food and once again the bottle of Benadryl is in her drawer. Not sure what to make of this situation. It seems so strange to me. Do you plan on being child-free? Because there's no way in hell you should have a kid with someone who doesn't take pills seriously. Kids get into everything. And it's just Benadryl for now. But how you use and abuse one medication, that's how she'll continue to act if she ever has to go on some other medication. I have to take Synthroid daily. It's just one small pill that keeps me alive. It's also sweet tasting and kids don't know not to take any and sure won't stop at one. Are you sure that the pills in the bottle are Benadryl? My ex had a similar habit before bed and it took me months to realize that he had been emptying something else into the same bottle. The reason he poured out so many was to palm a few so it looked like he was only taking one instead of 6. 32 male, 33 female. My wife has developed feelings for a coworker. Yeah, you read that right. My wife recently confessed to me that she is developing romantic feelings for a coworker of hers. So I have been married to her for 3 years and together for 6 years now. She works in a male-dominated field but we never had an issue before. Recently their company has laid off a bunch of people so the workload on them has increased a bit. And as a result she was working very closely with this guy and working together in high-stress environment led her to develop some feelings for him. She came to me immediately and we talked about how to address it as a team. She put in for a transfer to a different branch. Until the transfer comes through she will be working from home. We are attending marriage counseling and she is also doing individual counseling. We are also doing more date nights and other stuff where we spend quality time together. She is very remorseful and vows to everything in her power to make it right with me. It has been a month and recently I have been feeling really angry at her, like how could you do that? I work in auditing and sometimes I have to work for 16 hours with my women teammates and yet I have never developed anything for them? But she did? I am feeling that I no longer want to make it work and just ask for a divorce. But then it might be just passing anger for me and maybe I will regret my decision later on. I am so angry and confused guys, just don't know what the fuck am I doing. I would love some advice from people who might have been in my shoes. Edit, update I have decided to ask for a separation for 3 or 6 months and we will both be free to do what we want during this period. I will ask her to give it a try with her coworker or with there are any more crushes she has. After the 3 months are over then we will meet again to decide if we want to continue the marriage or end it. You can't control your feelings but you can control your actions. Your wife's actions are commendable. She immediately told you and did everything to avoid the situation. She is a human being and nobody is perfect. You will regret this later if you end your marriage over this. Bro, you put in all the work and then decide to quit? Make sure that's really what you want. Anger is a part of grief. You are grieving the situation so this is a very natural feeling. I think it's time for you to talk to her about it just like she talked to you about what she was going through. If you guys can tackle that as a team, you can tackle this as a team. Also, attractions happen. It's not about the feeling, it's about the actions she took. She saw a bad situation and fixed it before she cheated. At least that's what she said anyway. Sounds like she took all the right steps.